Hello, it's George again. If you fancy reading something absolutely childish that quite possibly may well be the most offensive thing you've ever read, then buy my best-selling book. You can also sign up for my Patreon for hundreds of hours of exclusive content and, of course, check out my own Funkyspectrum website for more videos. Links will be in the description, and like and subscribe here if you want to be kept up to date with all the nonsense on YouTube. Now, let's get to the video. Okay, we're going back to the beginning now, where it all started with the Game & Watches, because I've got a review for the original Donkey Kong. I've done it in a strange order. I mentioned in the video I did Donkey Kong Jr., then I did Donkey Kong 2. Now I'm back to the beginning where it all started, Donkey Kong. Quite a good conversion, this. It's an interesting one. In a lot of ways, to me, it's sort of like it's a mishmash of some of the different levels from the original Donkey Kong, sort of all in one. They've done quite well with what they've managed with this game, and it's quite a playable one. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into Donkey Kong. And I've made the screen quite big, so you don't have the console around it, so I'm sorry about that, but I just sort of made it bigger so that people can see more on the screen, which I think is better with these dual screen versions. But anyway, Donkey Kong Game & Watch. Okay, well, here we are in bloody hell, in the game of the original Donkey Kong. I've done them in a weird order here, so sort of back to front order. I did Donkey Kong Jr. first, then Donkey Kong 2, and then we're finally back to where it all started. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the domain of rat-faced, fucking horrible, litigious, fucking lying bastards, and that is, bloody Jesus Christ, that is, of course, Donkey Kong. I'm just going to hang about on this ladder for a bit. Girder's come as well, which, oh, there we go, as if by bloody magic. There's a girder on the left, on the right there, in the middle top right, trying to take the old George off the ladder. Now, oh Jesus Christ, the bloody hell! Yeah, it's got to be careful about this. Oh bloody hell! I've noticed something as well. I'm gonna have to say about that in a little while. I'm gonna try and get Donkey Kong down first and bring him to bloody hell! Bring him to bear. I'm having a problem with this as well. I think I should have really. I would restart it now, but I've started recording it. But I should have really mapped the controls. I don't know why I keep doing that. I keep mapping the bloody left and right to the analog stick. I should really just map it to the bumpers instead of even the D-pad to make it most like the original game, a couple of buttons or whatever. But yeah, this is oh bloody hell, slightly problematic because it seems to not be. It's not that responsive really when you use the analog controls on this. You really need the sort of the digital, the binary on or off, 1 or 0, male or female. But anyway, making my way over these fucking barrels, and again a bit of Turkish symbolism in this game. We once stayed at my mate's dad's, my dad's mate in London. Jeff, he lived in Hackney in London, and there was loads and loads of Turkish people there, and he reckoned they were responsible for, well, if you bloody believed in Jeff, they were even responsible for things like the bloody wind and stuff like that. I'm not being absolutely serious about that. He didn't accuse them of meteorological tomfuckery, that's the one. But yeah, he was saying that basically the Turks are responsible for absolutely everything in London. And one of them had rolled a car outside his house. I think that was why he was scared, because he thought it might have killed his wife, although she was inside at the time. Now, I don't really know how that could have bloody killed his wife, but she did spend a lot of time pottering around outside the front of the house because she had Alzheimer's, and he had to go and sort of corral her back in. I remember telling him he should get like a shepherd's hook, and he could just put it like a big long one. You could put it around the neck from outside the front window, and you wouldn't even need to leave the house. He didn't find that particularly funny. There you go, you fucking bastard! You fucking look at his face as well. He's really unhappy to be taken away from Daisy, but she's sitting there, arms astride, to go, where can I get my tablets for my vaginal bacteriosis? It fucking stinks! But of course, Kong's from Stronger Stock. Oh bloody hell! My fucking face smashed in by a girder there. Kong's from Stronger Stock. He's from like the zoo. Did I die 3 times? I bloody must have died. Oh, right, okay. Right, that's interesting. The lives count down in this game instead of counting up. But yeah, the Turkish symbolism in this one's really strong. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing the symbol that's drawn on the side of these barrels on sort of Turkish buildings in London. Correct me if I'm wrong, or post a JPEG or something like that if you've got the wherewithal to do. Post me an Imgur link or Imager or whatever it's called. But anyway, try and take out Donkey Kong one last time, or Donkeykong, as my mate Thomas used used to call him. I don't know why. He was just being a bloody idiot, I think. I didn't really understand, or he didn't understand that later on dank was going to be one of those sort of fashionable words, the sort of thing he'd hear in a bloody Urban Dictionary or something like that. But making another attempt to get Kong down here. You can see the barrels, just one at the bottom there, going into the melting pot. Perhaps a metaphor for what's happening in London at the moment with the heroin all being brought in by the Turkish occupants, literally flushing the entire fucking city down the toilet, threatening old Alzheimer-riddled bitches in front of their home as they career around in their cars, completely wiping them out. And that was Jeff's problem with this chap as well. He said, it's not so much of a problem if they face justice, George, but this chap didn't... That reminds me of Blast in the Past. Anyone remember Justice for George? Speaking of justice, he's had his fucking teeth smashed in on the bottom there, just like Donkey Kong. Imagine the last thought that you have being your teeth fucking plunged into the piss-laden London tarmac. Absolutely awful. I'm not saying this is actually set in London, but what a coincidence that would be. All the sort of the Turkish barrels rolling down to the bottom, falling into the oil barrel representing itself London on fire, the melting pot literally on fire, the oil reaching fever temperature as of course the whole place bloody burns down in a mist of heroin and rice with vermicelli. As of course the lovely I never had any problems with Turkish people, although one time we were in a Turkish restaurant in London, it was in Hackney, a load of Turkish men came in. They looked like perhaps sort of what one might call a ne'er-do-well in a lot of ways. But they just sort of came into the restaurant, sort of hanging around in the middle of it. And then all of a sudden, like a trap door opened in the middle of the floor and all these Turkish men just sort of filed down into it. So I thought that was really strange. There's a strong smell of smoke coming up from the underneath, presumably just sitting smoking fags. There'd be some fat bastard sitting at a desk, like the boss is out of Death Street, just sort of sitting there waiting for the people to come and are you late? It's like, no, I've got all the money, boss. And then the boss ends up taking a bloody screwdriver to their eye. It's like, even if you're not late, don't fuck me around in future. And Mahamif or whatever they would be called. I don't know what Turkish people are called. I don't know if Mahamif is a sort of realistic Turkish name. If you're a woman who's been to Turkey and has allowed more Turkish men than blood cells to go through your fucking appallingly messy arsehole, then you let me know if any of them were called Mahamif, as you've probably got a bloody lexicon or a bloody Rolodex of all the names and stuff like Holiday Love Rats and stuff like that. So I watched that programme. It's not even got anything to do with bestiality. It's all about women going to Africa and getting badly made sheds thrown up in the garden by African gentlemen. But I'm a builder. I'll come back to your house and I'll make a shed for you, whilst also making love to your arsehole for about 5 minutes before I decide to seduce your 12-year-old neighbour. But anyway, the bloody disgrace, all that business. Not to mention the horrendous impulses that some of it happens in this situation. I'm not being troublesome there. I'm not being politically incorrect. This can happen. In fact, I watch a lot of paedophile stings on Facebook, and let's be honest, most of them are old white men, or talk to young white men with LDs, as they call them. I'll be pronounced as having LDs, although I'm not actually a paedophile. I don't play Peppa Pig all the time. I don't do silent playthroughs on Peppa Pig while wanking myself into oblivion with the mic on mute. There you go. Here's one for your fucking eye, you fucking bastard. Now, a final thing to show you as well. I noticed that I was wondering if they kept if they traced the sprite images completely correctly, because obviously these games are made, but it's quite interesting for the MAME. They'd have to take the LCD matrix apart and trace all of it, scan perhaps the coloured bits, and then trace all of the graphics of the little men and such individually. I'd imagine they're probably all traced, although when I look at this, it does look like it could have been scanned, the background certainly, unless they put some kind of a Photoshop filter onto it. But yeah, they had to desolder all the chips and dump the chips and then scan all this stuff. It's really, it's quite something what people have done, the lengths people will go to get these games done, and I'm really, really glad they did, because I bloody love Game & Watch. I don't know what it is about them. It's just something about the original black and white simplicity. Just I always find myself, I find my happy place when I start playing these. I really enjoy them. I've only got one. I've got Mario Bros, the dual screen one, which is arguably possibly my favourite one. I just find that really relaxing to play that. When, as I've said before in some videos, if I was being sexually assaulted by a group of fucking hicks in a public toilet in a gas station, perhaps on Route 66 in America, I would perhaps pull Mario Bros out of my pocket as they ripped my trousers down and bent me over the porcelain and What the fuck? Oh, I don't know what happened there. I got an extra life. Bloody hell, that's pretty good. Didn't realise that. It's the first Game & Watch I've noticed getting an extra life in. Just tell me in comments if you get an extra life. But yeah, if I was about to be raped by a load of absolutely lascivious truckers, I would probably pull Mario Brothers out of my pocket and just have a quick go of it while they were absolutely ruining my bottom. But this is Mario the Vampire. Look at him. Mario the Vampire there. I used to say that when I was playing the original one. I'd be like, bloody hell, Mario's about to turn. And it also looks... It's a bit like in Sabrewolf. Not Sabrewolf. Bloody hell, George. Get your ultimate games right, you fucking useless cunt. It looks a bit like in Night Law when you change as well, you know. He changes between the normal man and werewolf. Normal man, werewolf. Bloody hell, it's getting difficult here. The barrels are moving really fast, but George can move just that little bit faster, which is helpful, really. Bloody hell, I'm glad that... I'm happy that the crane doesn't move any faster as well, because it could actually move quite a bit quicker there. I'm glad it's not. Now, these girders are a bit troublesome as well. I'm having to hang back a bit. Just like, oh bloody hell, Jesus, oh bloody hell, I'm going to have to go down. Right, just wait around there. I said I was going to give up a little while ago, I think, but I'll just keep playing this. I'll keep playing it until I die. That's the way to do it, I think. Bloody hell, this Donkeykong's going absolutely ballistic with these, this Turkish symbolism, chucking all kinds of khubs or whatever their flatbreads are called. I bloody love Turkish flatbread. I really quite like Turkish food. Oh, Jesus Christ, Lando's bloody face again. There's an X on his back there, which is a Roman numeral as well. And also, I've noticed that on... Oh, bloody hell, I have to slip out of vampire mode quickly. Also, when you're on this ladder, second position on this ladder as you're going up it, there's a K on his back. Both of those are Roman numerals. So interesting. Perhaps something subliminal happening here. I'm just trying to actually bloody get a hold of myself and really actually get up and reach a greater height. But... there we go, the K on his back. See that? I'm not sure what that could possibly symbolise, but perhaps something. Another Allen key positioned into Llave Inglés, as they're called in Spain. I'm not sure why. An English key. I suppose Allen is a bit of an English name, isn't it? But I've never heard anyone in Spain being called Alan, but they do. Alan. Bloody hell, Alan. You're not fucking French, George. Calm down. Just because you live on the continent, it doesn't mean you're a croissant-munching, fucking flaccid penis-having fuck. Well, it does mean oh bloody hell, down on my face again. I am the former, but I was just referring to, I saw something on the news the other day. Apparently people in Spain are buying loads of Viagra because the men, like literally the men, they're just drinking far too much now in Spain. They say alcohols are really, not like a problem as in with like tramps on the streets and stuff, but just in general, the alcohol consumption with young men is really, really high there. So Viagra tablets are changing hands for up to £60 a pop, quite literally. So weird bloody socio-sexual economy that's taking place here, I suppose. But you know, bloody hell! Oh Jesus Christ! His neck's bloody broke. Is snapped at a fucking strange angle, just like at the end of James Herbert's Creed, when Creed smashes that bloody Frankenstein upside the head with a bloody baseball bat or a switch of wood or something like that. The Frankenstein advancing upon him, his head sort of lopping around like a bloody bladder on a stick. But anyway, that was Donkeykong 422. Not a bad score. Donkeykong looking a bit cagey up the top. Perhaps he's got LDs. But anyway, that's that. Okay, bye.